Good morning, students. Welcome back to biology class, chapter 9, Biomolecules, part 1. All living organisms are made up of elements and compounds. If we perform an elemental analysis on a plant tissue, animal tissue, or a microbial paste, we obtain elements like carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and several others and their respective content per unit mass of living tissue. If the same analysis is performed on a piece of earth crust, as an example of non-living matter, we obtain a similar list. What is the differences between two? In absolute terms, no such differences could be made out. All the elements present in a sample of earth crust are also present in a sample of living tissue. These are the close examination reveals that the relative abundance of carbon and hydrogen with respect to other elements is higher in any living organism than in earth crust. To find out what all the type of organic compounds are found in living organisms, we have to perform a chemical analysis. Okay, we can take any living tissue like a vegetable or a non-vegetarian part and grind it in a trichloroacetic acid using a mortar and a pestle. We obtain a thick slurry. If we were to strain this through a cheesecloth or cotton, we would obtain two fractions. One is called the filtrate, or more technically the acid soluble pool, and the second the renatrative or the acid insoluble fraction. Scientists have found thousands of organic compounds in the acid soluble pool. All the carbon compounds that we get from living tissues can be called biomolecules. Living organisms have also got inorganic elements and compounds in them. A slightly different but destructive experiment has to be done. One weighs a small amount of living tissue and dry it. All the water evaporates, the remaining material gives dry weight. Now, if the tissue is fully burned, all the carbon compounds are oxidized to gaseous form, carbon dioxide and water vapor, and are removed. What is remaining is called ash. This ash contains inorganic elements like calcium, magnesium, etc., inorganic compounds like sulfate, phosphate, etc., and also seen in the acid soluble fraction. Therefore, elemental analysis gives elemental composition of living tissues in the form of hydrogen, oxygen, chlorine, carbon, etc. And while analysis for compounds gives an idea of the kind of organic and inorganic constituents present in living tissues. One can identify functional groups like aldehydes, ketones, aromatic compounds, etc. But from a biological point of view, we shall classify them into amino acids, nucleotide, bases, fatty acids, etc. Now we can see the comparison elements present in non-living and living matter. Now we will see the elements present in non-living and living matter. The elements: earth crust, percentage of the weight of earth crust and the percentage of the present in the human body. Hydrogen, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, sodium, calcium, magnesium and silicon that you see in the chart. Next, watch what are the components are present in the living tissue. Sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, water and other compounds. See in the chart. Now we will see the biomicromolecules. Molecular weight of biomicromolecules. They are the biomolecules or the micromolecules found in the acid soluble pool ranges from 18 to 800 Dalton. The acid soluble pool represents the cytoplasmic composition. The biomicromolecule include amino acids, lipids, sugars, nitrogen bases. Now first we will discuss about the amino acids. They are the compounds formed of an amino group, an acid group and hydrogen, a variable group. And minus NH2 and COH are attached to the same carbon atom, alpha carbon. So they are called as the alpha amino acids. They are substituted methanes. Amino acids, there are 20 types of amino acids are used in protein synthesis. There are 3 types of amino acids. First one, acidic amino acid, example glutamic acid. Second one, basic amino acids, example lysine. Third point, neutral amino acid, example valine. Some amino acids are aromatic, example tyrosine, phenylalanine and tryptophan. Amino acids can also be classified as 2 types, essential amino acids and non-essential amino acids. Essential amino acids, what are the characters? They cannot be synthesized by the body and should be supplied through the diet. See that one, essential amino acids, they cannot synthesize in the body. Through the diet they should get, example lysine, leucine, isoleucine, tryptophan, etc. In non-essential amino acids, they can be synthesized in the body. Example glycine, alanine, serine, arginine, etc. In amino acids, they have the ionizable nature. So the structure of amino acids change in solution of different pH. That is known as the Sweater ionic form. Now we will see the biomacromolecules. Biomacromolecules they having the molecular weight greater than 1000 Dalton. They include proteins, polysaccharides, nucleic acids. Their molecular weight is 1000 Dalton and above. Acid insoluble fraction, macromolecular fraction includes macromolecules from cytoplasm and organelles. Lipids is not strictly a macromolecule as its molecular weight does not exceed 800 Dalton, but it comes under acid insoluble fraction because many lipids are arranged into structures like cell membranes. When a tissue is grinded, cell membranes are broken and form water insoluble vesicles. They cannot be filtered along acid soluble fraction. What are the average composition of cells? Water, protein, carbohydrates, nucleic acids, ions are present in the different percentage. Water is 70 to 90%, protein 10 to 15, carbohydrate 3%, nucleic acid 5 to 7%, ions 1%. Now we will see the proteins. Proteins are heteropolymer of amino acids. They are polypeptides, linear chains of amino acids linked by peptide bonds. See that one, amino acids are connected by or linked by the peptide bonds. Peptide bond is formed when a COH group of one amino acid reacts with the NH2 group. No group of next amino acid by releasing a molecule of water, that is the dehydration. What are the functions of protein? For growth and tissue repair, transport nutrients across cell membrane. Then the act as an intercellular ground substance, that is the collagen. Then the act as antibodies to fight infectious organisms, act as a receptor. Example, receptor of smell, taste, hormones. Some are hormones like insulin, enzymes, example trypsin, like pigments, like hemoglobin, etc. The most abundant protein in animal is the collagen. The most abundant protein in biosphere is the rubisco, ribulose, biphosphate, carboxylase, oxygenase. What are the structural levels of protein? First one, primary structure, secondary structure, tertiary structure and quaternary structure. Now we'll see the primary structure. It describes the sequence of amino acids like positional information in a protein, left end first amino acid and the right end last amino acid. The secondary structure, one or more polypeptide chains are folded in the form of a helix. It has only right-handed helix. Example, keratin, fibroin, that is the silk fiber, etc. The secondary structure, that is the typical strand of a hair, that also a secondary structure, fibroin, that is the silk protein. Here the helical polypeptide in the tertiary structure. Here the helical polypeptide chain is further folded like a hollow woolen ball. It gives 3D view. Tertiary structure is necessary for many biological activities of proteins. Example, myoglobin, enzymes, etc. Then the last, quaternary structure. Here more than one polypeptide chains form tertiary structure and each chain function as subunits of protein. Example, hemoglobin. It has 4 subunits, 2 subunits and 2 alpha subunits. Now we'll see biomacromolecules in the proteins, in the structural levels of protein at a glance. Primary, that is called the amino acid. Secondary, beta related sheet, then and also alpha helix. Tertiary contains a polypeptide chain. Quaternary contains the assembled subunits. Thank you.